Today, what I want to talk about is something that has helped a lot of our clients in their weight loss journey. And it's something that I notice a lot of moms struggle with is creating a plan that you can keep up with. And the reason I think there are so many people who have an issue with this is because you're focusing on the wrong things. The goals that you're setting for yourself are for somebody who is trying to, compete in a bikini competition, or you're holding yourself to standards that aren't necessary to get back in shape. If you're in a place where, again, you are pursuing a bikini competition, okay, your plan needs to be rigid. You can't enjoy anything. But if you just want to feel better in your skin and in your clothes, lose some of that stubborn belly fat, it doesn't have to be overly consuming. So to help our clients when they come into us with this type of mindset of like when we see changes they're making, when they tell themselves, I hear things like, I'm never allowed to eat dessert. I can't have a donut. I shouldn't have pizza. I failed because I had a glass of wine. Like when we hear that stuff, some people need a reframe as to what does it actually take to see progress. And so one of my certifications that I took with Precision Nutrition created this article that does a really, really good job at explaining this. And so I wanted to share that with you. So if you're listening to this on a podcast, you won't be able to see, you'll have to go to the actual YouTube video to watch it. But I'm going to share my screen here so you can see this link. I'll link this, I'll link this document in the notes as well, so that way you can have access to this. But here, so check this out. See if this tool works. Using a new tool here. Okay, hopefully this is working okay. So what you can see here, this is called the cost of getting lean. And this is basically like, hey, dependent on what your goals are, what do you actually need to do in order to reach those goals? So let's just go through this. Let's say that you're starting in this top category. We're going to focus on moms because that's what we're focusing on here. Let's say you're above 30% body fat and your goal is, hey, I want to stay at this place. I don't want to change anything at all. On the right side of the column, it says exactly what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be doing if you want to stay where you're at right now. So how can I make sure that I stay unhealthy, Jeff? How do I stay above 30% body fat? Well, eat a bunch of processed foods, eat big portions, and eat really, really fast. Don't do any exercise, don't eat whole foods, and don't get a lot of sleep. That's what you need to do if you want to stay in this category. And then what I like on the left side is it breaks down for you what can you expect to experience at this category. So if you're in this place where you're above 30% body fat, you can expect poor health, low energy levels, poor life expectancy, metabolic issues, maybe needing medications to control where you're at. I would hope since you're here, you don't want to be in that category. So the question becomes, okay, well, what if I want to make a change? What do I need to do to get healthy? Here's what I hear from most people that we think we need to do to get healthy. We think getting healthy means, like I talked about before, we no longer eat dessert. We're exercising 5 to 7 days a week for an hour. We're doing all of these crazy habits. And here is where I'm going to blow your mind in what does it actually take for you to get your results. Let's say your goal is to move from unhealthy to healthy, right? Unhealthy to healthy. So healthy meaning 25 to 30% body fat for a woman here. I like on the left side, just to start here, like what kind of athlete, sometimes like I like to, even though as parents, you're an athlete. I like to say, at the end of the day, even if it's not for a sport, by keeping up with the demands of kids, life, we still need to be able to move our bodies. So, people who are in this category, this would be like college athletes would be at this body fat percentage, off-season bodybuilders. I'd like to just add Olympic shot putters. That one's interesting. Anyways, doesn't matter. I think it's interesting that it lists the athletes here. But people who move from 30% body fat to 25 to 30% are going to have better health and energy, better sleep, and they're going to do exercise they enjoy. But here's what it actually takes. So just to go from 30% to 25 to 30%, here's what you have to do. Eat slow until you're satisfied at 60% of your meals. Not every meal, right? 2 out of 3 meals. Include 1 to 2 palms of protein at 1 to 2 meals per day. So that's not saying you have to eat crazy protein at every meal. It's just saying a little bit of protein at each meal. Have 1 to 2 servings of veggies in 1 to 2 meals. Exercise 3 to 5 times per week. Any activity you enjoy. Let me explain that again. Any activity you enjoy at any intensity level. We're not even getting specific yet on saying you need to do strength training. You need to do this many minutes. We're just saying get your body moving. All right. What do you need to do less of? Eat fewer desserts. Drink fewer caloric beverages. No number to it. Just have less than you're currently having right now of drinks and the foods and desserts. Now, here's where things get interesting. All right. So I'm going to skip some of these categories. I'm not going to read all of this through to you. But here's what I want you to think of when you think about what you have tried in the past when you've been trying to reach your goals. If I go down here to what a lot of us think we have to do, I'm going to so there's two categories we'll go through on here. Let's just go to 16 to 19% body fat for a woman, which is very, 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 very lean. And I don't have any clients looking to achieve this level of leanness, but let's say this is your focus of, hey, this is a level of leanness that we need to get to. This is for Olympic level gymnasts, boxers, wrestlers, sprinters. You're going to look very lean here. You'll have a six pack, it says. Your health is going to be good due to balanced and minimally processed diet. Trade-offs. You might struggle in social situations with food. You might not have time for opportunities outside of exercise, and maybe you have to give up things. Here is what it takes to get to that level of leanness. Eating slow at 95% of your meals. 1 to 2 palms of protein at every meal. Exercising 60 to 75 minutes every day, 4 to 5 sessions, breaking a sweat. Sleeping at least 8 hours a night. Limiting carbs to only after workouts or high carb days. Eating dessert once every 1 to 2 weeks within reason. Drinking a caloric beverage once every 1 to 2 weeks. Okay. This is the approach that I see people take before we start working with them, where we're trying to exercise for an hour, 4 to 5 times per week. We're trying to say, I'm never going to eat processed foods. I'm never going to drink, or I'm going to do it rarely. Correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the people I talk to, that's not the goal. The focus is not to become an Olympic level gymnast body fat percentage or lifestyle, right? Like the goal is just to feel better in your body, to lose the stubborn belly fat, get your clothing fitting better. So it's like, okay, so what is it actually going to take? So let's scroll into one of these healthier ranges. Let's just pick 23 to 25%. So this is going to give you some specific numbers. So to get to 23 to 25%, if you do this, here are the benefits of getting here. Your energy is going to improve, and you can reduce or eliminate many of your medications, which I would say are a lot of the focuses for people, right? Feeling good in your body and not having to worry about, long-term health concerns. Here's what it takes to do this. Exercise 30 to 45 minutes a day with only 1 to 2 sessions breaking a sweat. 1 to 2. So if we're doing 30 to 45 minutes a day, that could mean walking. It doesn't have to mean that you're always doing a crazy hard workout. 1 to 2 sessions a week. So if we do strength training twice a week, you just knock that off. 2 strength training sessions for 30 minutes is plenty to get to your goals. Now, here's what you need to do less of. This part is the most important part here. Eat dessert 3 to 5 times per week within reason. Drink up to 3 to 5 caloric beverages per week. So hang on here. Things that we try, we typically say, hey, I can't have desserts. I can't eat those things. Well, technically, based off the research, you can have 3 to 5 desserts each week. And I don't know, depending where you're at when you're hearing that, you probably are not allowing yourself to enjoy those things. A lot of people are like, how am I supposed to see progress doing that? Yes, you can do that. Yes, you can have drinks, which is why we like to tell our clients when they come in, you should still be able to enjoy family pizza night. You should be able to enjoy dessert with your kids or your grandkids, whatever it is. It's all about creating the structure around it. So if we can have dessert 3 to 5 times per week, well, what are we eating in those other meals? Are we getting our protein in? Are we moving our body throughout the week? And if we create a strong foundation, we can enjoy those things and be okay with it. I hope hearing this, and again, I will send this article to you so that way you're able to see more of that information. But I hope seeing that helps you realize like, hey, I don't need to be restrictive to get to my goals. I'm not trying to, get bikini competition ready. And I hope that shows you like, it's all about just making modifications to what you're currently doing to move you to the next level and being consistent. And what I found is what prevents us from being consistent isn't a lack of willpower. It's following a system that's not built for our life and what our goals actually are. It's following something that's built for a very restrictive culture that doesn't match what our goals are. You don't need to give up everything in your life in order to reach your goals, if your goal is just to get healthier and to fit better in your clothes. With that being said, if you also just don't know where you're at right now in your journey, you're not sure where to start, there's a link to book a free 15-minute weight loss audit call with me. On that call, we'll just talk about your plan. We'll talk about what you're doing, and I'd love to just give you advice, let you know where you can maybe make some adjustments. And then from there, if you'd like to learn more about coaching, awesome. I can tell you what that looks like if I even think it's a good fit. And if not, at least you're still going to leave that call with some clarity. So if you'd like to do more, again, I put the link to this. I also included a link to book that free 15-minute call. Again, got nothing to pitch you on there. If I think I can help you, I will. But either way, I'm tired of seeing moms do the wrong things and try to do too much. you have too much on your plate already. Let's simplify the process here. Getting lean, getting to your goals doesn't have to be complicated. And so I hope that this has helped you in seeing that.